Jacob Hunter, Legacy Real Estate. Wanted to talk with you about what it costs to use a buyer's agent. I talked to some people recently who were concerned about working with me because they wanted to talk to the listing agent. They thought there was either a competitive advantage or that costs less for them to use the listing agent. And so I kind of wanted to discuss what it means when you use a buyer's agent and what the costs that are involved are. For one, it's always good to work with an agent that you're comfortable with. Someone that you feel like you can tell them how it is. You can explain what it is that you want from a home or what you want from your deal. That's, I believe, one of the most important things you're ever going to have when working with an agent. The second thing is you want someone that you think you're comfortable will negotiate on your behalf. I wrote a blog post about this last week, and the idea is that with commission real estate, the commission is actually paid by the seller, and the seller has a contract with their listing agent, and that commission is usually fixed for the buyer. And if they bring the buyer, then they actually get double commission then. So it's kind of a bonus. And some agents will actually not even double end things. They won't work with both a buyer and a seller simultaneously because there's a little bit of a conflict of interest. And what I mean by that is if you're in a negotiation with your buyer wants something and the seller doesn't want it, it's hard for the listing agent to have that conversation on behalf of the buyer when they're representing both sides, because their first allegiance is always going to be to the listing, to the seller, because that's their original client. That's the client that's not going away. That buyer is just momentary, and that buyer may not even have the best bid. So working with the listing agent isn't always effective for you. They're not going to necessarily have the inside track. The other thing is that your listing agent the seller, actually I should say, is going to pay the commission no matter what. The commission is paid by the seller either to the listing agent if they bring the buyer or to the buyer's agent. So it's better to work with someone you trust on finding the right home, and then they get the commission instead of the listing agent getting commission to bring both sides. Anyway, just wanted to explain that a little bit, and give me a call if you have any questions or an email. Thanks. Talk to you later.